Picture this. You tap your phone for a $5 morning coffee. After work, you swing by the grocery store and tap again for $80 worth of food. Later that night, you're scrolling Amazon and grab some random $35 item. All totally normal, essential stuff, right? It's not like you're living beyond your means or flexing on Instagram. But then, boom, your billing cycle ends. You open your banking app and your heart just drops. Hold up, where did this massive number come from? I didn't buy a Gucci bag or take a trip to Europe. This is all just gas, groceries, and lunch money. At that moment, you probably feel terrible. You blame yourself. You think you're just inherently bad with money. Debt doesn't usually start with one giant, reckless purchase. It starts with those little $20, $30 charges quietly sliding into a black hole without you even noticing. But here's the thing. It's not your fault. You aren't losing control, and you're not as bad at math as you think. The reason swiping your card doesn't hurt is because credit cards are literally built to do exactly that. It's a highly sophisticated system designed intentionally to disconnect your brain from the pain of spending money. In today's video, we're exposing the truth about why credit card debt never feels like debt until it's way too late. And most importantly, I'll show you how to redesign your financial system to break this invisible trap. Let's get into it. Think back for a second. When was the last time you paid for a $100 item with actual physical cash? You have to open your wallet, count out the bills, maybe a $100 bill or 5 20s. You hand it to the cashier and you physically see your stack of money get thinner. That physical friction creates what behavioral psychologists call the pain of paying. Studies from MIT actually show that when you use cash, the pain centers in your brain light up. Your brain is literally sending an alarm. Hey, we're losing a survival resource here. But what happens when you use a credit card? Or worse, Apple Pay or Google Pay? That pain is completely shut off. No bills leave your wallet. There's zero physical friction. When you just tap your phone on the POS machine and hear that cheerful little beep, your brain doesn't register a loss at all. It feels like you're spending imaginary points in a video game, not the hard-earned money you traded your time and energy for. And here in the US, this illusion is taken to a whole new level. You're constantly told you're missing out if you use cash or a debit card. Credit cards promise you cash back, travel miles, hotel points. The system is so clever because it disguises spending as earning. You swipe your card and think, hey, I'm earning rewards. That's exactly when you start telling yourself the most common lie on the planet. I'm just using the card for the points. I'll pay off the statement balance as soon as I get paid. And honestly, for the first few months, it works. You pay it off on time, you feel like a responsible adult mastering the financial game. You think you're in total control until month 4 hits. So what happens in month 4? Suddenly, your car acts up, costing you $500 to fix, or your dog gets sick, and the vet bill shoots up. You don't have the cash on hand. You swipe the card and tell yourself, just this once. Next month, I'll tighten my belt and pay it all off. But the next month, it's your best friend's birthday. There goes another $150 on a gift and dinner. Then the month after that, there's a wedding. Just like that, that initial $500 slowly creeps up to $1,200, then $2,500. At this point, a very common psychological phenomenon kicks in: paralysis. When that balance crosses the $3,000 or $5,000 mark, your brain hits the ostrich effect. You bury your head in the sand. You get so anxious that you completely stop checking your banking app. You just ignore it, secretly hoping for some miracle, like a year-end bonus, to drop out of the sky and clean up the mess. And right when you're at your weakest and most vulnerable, credit card companies throw you their most toxic lifeline: the minimum payment. Think about it. You're stressed out over a $5,000 debt. But when you look at your statement, the bank doesn't highlight that terrifying $5,000 in red. Instead, they bold a tiny, super-friendly number: minimum payment due, $150. Your brain immediately latches onto that $150 as an anchor. You breathe a sigh of relief. $150? I can handle that. I'll just skip a couple of meals out. So you hit pay for $150, thinking you're still in control. But what's the reality? Let's do the brutal math. You owe $5,000. The average credit card APR in the US right now is around 24%. If you only pay that $150 minimum each month, do Do you know how long it will take to pay it off? Over 4.5 years. And in that time, you'll hand over more than $3,300 to the bank in interest alone. In total, that original $5,000 debt will cost you over $8,300. Right now, Americans are carrying over $1.13 trillion in credit card debt. Millions of people are trapped in this minimum payment loop. And here's the terrifying truth. Banks don't offer the minimum payment feature to help you out when times are tough. They do it because they don't actually want you to pay off your debt. Let that sink in for a second. If you pay off your balance in full and on time every single month, the finance industry calls you a deadbeat. Crazy, right? Make it make sense. You're a model citizen with excellent money management, but to them, you're a useless customer because you're using their money for free for 30 days, snatching up all the cashback rewards and paying them exactly 0 cents in interest. But if you carry a balance from month to month, drowning in minimum payments, they have a different name for you, a revolver. And trust me, the industry absolutely loves revolvers. You are their cash cow. You're the reason they make tens of billions in profit every year. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. The system is designed to drain my money. But why do I fall for it so easily? If I know debt is bad, why can't I just stop? This brings us to the core philosophy of the Money Loop channel. The problem isn't your lack of willpower. The problem is that your environment is rigged against you. Let's do a quick comparison. What does it take to spend $500 online? You just look at your phone, Face ID scans you in 0.5 seconds, and boom, done. One-click checkout. Fast, easy, zero friction. But what if you want to save $500 or make an extra $500 debt payment? You have to open the app, log in, navigate to transfers, select the source account, select destination, manually type the amount, and physically fight the urge to keep that money for weekend plans. It's exhausting. Do you see the unfair advantage? Your money is sitting in an environment where spending and borrowing are the super easy defaults, while saving and paying down debt require massive amounts of friction. If you're bringing willpower to a fight against an automated system, you will lose every single time. So how do you win a game that's rigged from the start? Simple. Stop trying to change yourself and change the system. You have to make keeping your money the path of least resistance. Right now, I'm going to show you exactly 3 steps to do just that. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to cut your credit cards in half or stop buying Starbucks. We don't hide from reality, we redesign it. Here are the 3 steps. Step 1. Add artificial friction. Remember the pain of paying we talked about earlier? We need to bring it back. As soon as this video is over, go into your phone settings and delete your credit cards from Apple Pay or Google Pay. Wipe your saved card info from Amazon, Safari, and Chrome too. Why? So the next time you get the 11 p.m. urge to buy something you don't need, you can't just scan your face. You'll actually have to throw off the covers, get out of your warm bed, find your wallet, turn on the lights, pull out the card, and manually type in 16 numbers, an expiration date, and a CVV code. It only takes an extra 2 minutes. But those 2 minutes of annoying friction give your logical brain the exact amount of time it needs to wake up and say, you know what? Never mind, I don't really need this. We're going to weaponize your own laziness to protect your wallet. Step 2. Change the anchor. Never let the bank decide the first number you see. Ignore that stupid minimum payment line completely. Log into your banking app and set up autopay, but do not set it to the minimum. If you can't pay the balance in full yet, set it to the most aggressive fixed amount you can handle, like $300 or $500 a month. And this is crucial. Set the autopay date to the exact same day you get paid. The minute your paycheck hits, the debt payment leaves. If you never see that money sitting in your checking account, you won't have the illusion that it's available to spend. Your debt payoff has now become the default. Step 3. Build a buffer account. Remember that $500 car repair that started our whole downward slide? Any debt payoff plan will crash and burn if you don't have a firewall to block life's unexpected surprises. You don't need a massive 6-month emergency fund right away. That's way too overwhelming. Just automate 5% to 10% of your paycheck into a separate bank account, preferably at a completely different bank than your credit card. Call it your buffer account. The next time the dog gets sick or a tire blows out, this buffer takes the hit instead of your credit card. Look, with these 3 steps, you don't need to transform into a perfect human with an iron will. You've just created a system that's hard on spending and easy on paying down debt. Once it's set up, you just let it run. Finally, the most important thing I want you to take away from this is, please stop beating yourself up. Being in credit card debt doesn't mean you're a failure. It's just the natural result of being placed in a system that's perfectly designed to strip away your awareness. There's a quote I really love: "Financial freedom doesn't start the day you make more money. It starts the day you realize you're playing a rigged game and you decide to rewrite the rules for yourself." Today, you learned how to rewrite the rules for your credit cards. But honestly, credit cards are just the loudest trap. Even if you're completely debt-free, your paycheck might still be getting drained every single day by things that are much more invisible. These are seemingly harmless habits, things society tells you are normal or disguised as treating yourself. They quietly suck your wallet dry without ever feeling expensive. So what are these invisible thieves, and how do you restructure your daily habits so your money automatically stays in your pocket? I'm exposing all of it in the next video on the screen. The money habits keeping you broke that don't feel expensive. Click right there to plug up those final financial leaks. I'll see you in that video. Bye for now.